Lonely Monk Productions.
That's my Jawn!
What's good, friends and family, neighbors near and far? Welcome to the final episode of Season 4 of the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast. The podcast, website, brand, movement, way of life dedicated to the embrace and championing of your passions. I'm your host, Nate Runkle, a.k.a. Jawn Langzine, a.k.a. Nate 3.0, back at it again with yet another episode of the podcast. As always, I hope this podcast finds you all in good health and in good spirits. I don't have much of an episode for you today, as much as a wrap-up on Season 4 and of 2023. I had planned on wrapping up with a repost of the 'Twas the Jawn Before Christmas 4, but guys, I forgot to hit record on the audio, and honestly, it was a bit of a clusterfuck this year, but you can still go and check that out on the YouTube channel. I am forever grateful to Tyler Assay, Clover, Jason Ager, and of course my brother G Love for sending in videos for the stream, and to every single person who joined in as a viewer. It means the world to me to share the holiday spirits with everyone, and I am so thankful for it. But 2023 has come to a close, and wow, what a year, man. So much to process. It was easily my greatest year professionally and personally. You know, the podcast exceeded all of my hopes and dreams for it. Not only did I get to host idols of mine on the pod in conversation, but I got to play guest on some other shows, and I got to be a part of a music community here in Philadelphia that continues to amaze me day in and day out. And I got to perform on stage in New York City telling my story, my true story, not a character, not through a mask, but I got to be my truest essence of self on stage. And people dug it. This year was so incredibly validating and reassuring that I do have a place in this space. And I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me the opportunity to do so. But as amazing and rewarding as all of that was, it pales in comparison to the happiest moment of my life, saying I do to my beautiful, amazing wife, Katie. I have always known that she is the one, capital T, capital O, the one. But actually sealing that commitment filled me with such a joy I didn't even know existed. So, of course, the year comes to a close, and I owe you guys some thank yous. Let's start with the guests that made this year as spectacular as it was. My never-ending love and respect to Kevin McCall and Jordan Petrellis of Andorra, Laura Lizcano, Zach Eastman, Katie Feeney, Kevin Allison, Taylor Goldsmith of Dawes, Ryan Gilfillian, Dave Haas, EJ Simpson, Andrew Duhan, Michael Rout, Jefferson Berry, Ken Marino and David Wayne, Dylan Durante, Preston Elliott, Eric Bazillion of the Hooters, Andrew Houston, Adam Weiner of Low Cut Connie, Craig Sover, Julia Pratt, Sean James, Frank Brown of Buzz Zemer, Sean Hennessy, Rachel Anna Dobkin, Christopher Mansfield of Fences, Brian Walker, a.k.a. A Day Without Love, Gina Zoe of Velvet Rouge, Joey O, and of course, my brothers in arms, the brothers Ferris, James, and DX. And my many thanks to the other pods that blessed me with the opportunity to come play in their sandboxes this year. Derek Armijo and Brian Strang of Single Season Record, and Philip Reese of Your Next Favorite Band, and of course, Kevin Allison, Cindy Freeman, and everyone involved in the Risk podcast. Most importantly, my story coach, Michelle Walson, who took a jarbled mess of trauma and discovery and helped to not just craft it into a story that I'm proud to have delivered, but helped me to process it in ways I never would have been able to do so on my own. My thanks to Jillian Ashley Blair Ivy for inviting me to partake in our quirky little RPG actual play podcast, Oops All Bards. And a big shout out to our amazing cast, Ashley Banks, Ann Coleman, Ross Curry, Tej Das, Bob Killian, Chris Klinecki, Paige Klinecki, and of course Michael John and Pete from the Porch Room Network for taking a chance on us. Thanks to friends and family, old and new, who helped in so many ways, sometimes unbeknownst to them, with not just the podcast, but also my sense of self. So thank you to Andrew Scott, Nicole Mount, Bruce Warren, Kristen Curtis, and everyone at WXPN, Maggie Poulos, Dan Drago, Greg and Jen Seltzer, Radio Sarah Parker, G Love, the Exvizennial Caucus, Scott Miller, Sharon Miller, Randy Major, Ryan Macon, Dave McIntyre, and of course my little sis, Natalie Runkle. And to all of you, each and every one of you Jawn Scouts who have done so much just by tuning in and listening, throwing a like or a review or a share, you didn't have to do any of it, but by doing so, you made a kid in his basement feel like a success. So I thank each and every one of you from the absolute bottom of my heart. And of course, last but never least, absolutely none of this would exist without the love and the support of my heart, my soul, my everything, Katie Daubney. Your belief in me day in and day out, even when I'm ready to tuck it all in and give up, has saved my life more times than you will ever truly understand. And I love you to the That's No Moon and back. Fuck, y'all. This was a year for sure. And I really hope I didn't miss anyone there. And if I did, it's not because you didn't play a huge part in my life this year. It's because, well, I'm a procrastinator and I put off doing this thank you list until the very last minute. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. What's in store for 2024? Well, who knows? But what I do know is that it is going to be amazing as long as I got you all by my side. I'm going to take a small break here in January from releasing episodes, but be on the lookout for Season 5 right on the horizon. And I hope you will join me yet again. So to all of you, Happy New Year. I love you all. Blue skies. Until next time, everybody.